Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're not just listening to a song, we're putting it on trial. We're going to treat Bob Dylan's The Lonesome Death of Hattie Carroll less like music and more like a brilliant piece of evidence. You could almost call it a legal indictment hiding inside a folk song.
All right, let's just jump right in. The big question we're going to keep coming back to with this 1964 masterpiece is, what are we really listening to here? Is this Dylan just telling a sad story, or is he, methodically building a legal case, piece by piece, right in front of us?
And man, Dylan does not mess around. He comes out swinging, like a prosecutor in an opening statement. The very first line just lays out the cold, hard facts. No ambiguity at all. He gives you the killer, the victim, and the weapon. And listen to that detail, a cane that he twirled around his diamond ring finger. That just drips with arrogance, doesn't it? The trial is officially underway.
Okay, so let's start with the crime itself. Dylan acts like a detective here, He lays out all the facts of the case before we even really meet the people involved.
So you hear all this, and it sets up a certain expectation, right? A crime happens at this fancy high society party, the cops show up, they take the weapon, they book the guy for first-degree murder. You think, okay, the system is working. It really seems like the wheels of justice are turning just like they're supposed to.
But then, Dylan does something really interesting. He gives us, the listeners, our first instruction. It's like he's a judge talking to the jury. He says, hold on, don't cry yet. He's telling us to put our emotions on ice and just look at the facts, because the real case, the one about injustice, is just getting started.
All right, let's get to Exhibit A, the accused, William Zanzinger. And notice how Dylan introduces him. It's not about his character. It's all about his resume, his status, his power.
Dylan just ticks them off one by one. And this stuff isn't just color, It's not just background noise. This is the foundation of his whole defense. His age, his land, his rich parents, his political connections. It's like he's surrounded by this invisible shield. A shield, Dylan is telling us, is pretty much bulletproof.
And this line right here, this tells you everything you need to know about the guy. He doesn't feel bad, he feels nothing. Contempt, maybe. The shrug, the sneer, come on. That's the reaction of someone who is absolutely certain they're above it all. He's not scared, he's just annoyed.
Okay, so now for Exhibit B. Dylan turns his attention to Hattie Carroll, and the contrast he creates here is just wow. It's the core of his whole argument. He doesn't define her by money or power. He defines her by her work, her family, her humanity.
Just look at this. It lays it all out, doesn't it? The power imbalance is absolutely staggering. He's young, rich, connected. She's a 51-year-old mother of 10, a maid. He's literally at the head of the table. She's never even had a seat there. Dylan is painting a picture of two completely different worlds that just happened to be in the same room.
This line is just gut-wrenching. It's all about how invisible she was to them. She wasn't a person. She was a function. She was there to clean up their food, their mess. Her whole existence was just ignored. But Dylan forces us to see the human being they refuse to.
All right, let's go to the courthouse. This is where Dylan really goes to work dissecting the performance of justice. He starts by talking about all the fancy language the court uses, building up this perfect image, right before he smashes it to pieces.
So he starts with the promise, right? The big idea that the whole system is built on. Equality, fairness. It's what we're all told to believe in.
And he keeps layering it on. The books can't be cooked, the system can't be bought. He's setting up this ideal of a totally impartial system where power and influence just don't matter.
And here it is, the grand finale of this whole performance. The ladder of law has no top and no bottom. It's the ultimate statement of equality. And with that, the stage is perfectly set for the punchline.
And there's the verdict, 6 months. After all that talk about honor and equality and level playing fields, the sentence for killing another human being is just 6 months. That number just hangs there, doesn't it? It makes a total joke out of everything the court just said.
So this is the turning point. The case is over. The injustice is plain for everyone to see. And now, Dylan's instruction to us, his jury, changes completely. No more holding back.
He literally flips the chorus on its head. Remember how he told us to be objective, to put away our tears? Well, now that the whole charade is over and the system has shown its true colors, he's saying, okay,
Now you can cry. He's giving us permission to finally feel it, because really, what other response is there?
And this is the final killer piece of evidence. Look at the words he uses. The judge speaks in a deep and distinguished way. He hands down the sentence strongly. All this language of respectability, of honor, it's just a mask. It's the polite, fancy wrapping paper on an ugly, violent, and deeply unjust result.
So in the end, this song isn't just about a single story, is it? It holds a mirror up to the entire system, both then and now. It leaves us with this really uncomfortable question that still hits hard today. When the powerful get a free pass, when their cruelty is ignored, when they attack the very idea of being held accountable, who ends up paying for it? Dylan showed us how the language of power can be used to brush off racist violence, to call it an exaggeration or just an inconvenience, while the powerful walk away clean. And you have to ask yourself, how much has really changed since 1964?